Have you ever done anything that you wish you could undo? Have you ever wished you had a time machine and you could go back in time and redo a moment? Or that life had a rewind button and you could rewind your life and relive part of it over again, but this time do it differently? This time do it better? Well, I had that experience with a painting called The Man Cave. And when I first painted it, I was not happy with it, but I sent it out into the world anyway and wondered, should I bring it back and rework it or leave it there? Because sometimes when we rework an old painting, it gets worse rather than better. What should I do? Well, Man Cave, the title, Man Cave. What is a man cave? Well, in a home, a couple's home, the man will often stake out a place that's his man cave area, where he can just go and be a guy. And often he'll find the least desirable place in the home, maybe out in the garage or down in the basement, some corner of the basement. And he'll move his TV down there and maybe his refrigerator and a couple of comfortable chairs, maybe some special guy magazines and books, and bring his friends there to watch TV, to watch basketball. That's his man cave. Well, here is a picture of my man cave. This was my man cave for many years. It was my studio, and there you can see my telescopes and my model airplane and my painting things and finished paintings stacked against the wall. I love this place. It was my man cave, but it was also my studio. I found it to be a very inspiring place to be, to create. So I'm in my man cave thinking about this idea of man cave, and I start to create this image of life in suburbia, a man cave in suburbia at night, illuminated by the moon, where the man who's in the man cave casts his shadow outward. And it's modeled after my brother Skip's house. For some reason, his house was rattling around inside my head as the model for this. And here's his house in suburban Cleveland, and here's his garage in back of the house, which was his man cave for many years. And he moved his TV and refrigerator and some comfortable chairs and a carpet back there and watched football and basketball. It was his man cave. And when I was growing up in suburban Cleveland, I would walk around at night and, guys would be out in their garages working on their cars or something. And, it was sort of their man cave area too. So this idea stuck in my head. And so when I want to do a painting of this idea, of this image that's been sort of haunting me for decades, this is what I created. In my sketchbook, it's a pen and ink drawing. It's about 7 high by 5 inches wide. And this is the painting that I created. And after I finished it, I wasn't totally happy with it, but I sent it out into the world anyway, because I'm not always the best judge of my own artwork. Many times the pieces that I don't like at all, people really like, and some of my favorites, people ignore and neglect. And my previous art dealer in New York, Frank Bernarducci, once told me, "Leonard, don't think, just paint." So my practice has been to paint the pictures and send them out into the world and not judge them too closely. So I sent this painting to the Willott Gallery out in California, and it sat on their walls, and it just sat there and nothing happened with it. And during that time, I would run into a picture of my painting either on my website or online somewhere. And whenever I saw a picture of it, I just did not feel good about it. I would sort of cringe. And what do I do? Do I bring it back and work on it some more? I might make it worse. Or should I just leave it out there and let the public be the judge of what is good and what isn't? Well, what didn't I like about this painting? Well, first of all, there's that guy in the man cave, that young man. And he's standing there with a bottle of beer in his hand. He's drinking. And behind him is a 6-pack of beer. Well, a painting is a symbol that we have in our home. we hang on our wall. It's a symbol of beauty, of truth, or of something we desire, or something we value. I didn't want drinking to be, or getting drunk, to be a symbol in someone's home. So that bothered me. But there's a tradition of paintings of men in taverns drinking, as we can see in this painting by David 10 Years the Younger from 1630. There's a long tradition of this. And what about that couple up in that window? We can barely see them. They're so dark. I painted them so dark. I thought that was a missed opportunity. And what about those windows in the distance? They're all empty. There is another missed opportunity. Why can't we see something going on in those windows? Maybe I should get that painting back, or maybe I should just leave it where it is. Well, I got the painting back. I decided I'd get the painting back and rework it. And this is what I turned it into. The Man Cave, a portrait of life in suburbia. Love and life in the suburban landscape. There's a long tradition of that. Here in this painting by Picasso called La Vie, one of his Blue Period masterpiece from the early 20th century. It really is a masterpiece. So this was how I painted the young man in the man cave originally, drinking with a six-pack of beer behind him, with a bottle opener and a bottle cap. And this is what I changed it into, where he's not drinking, he's standing in the man cave, and behind him on the table are some wood and a hammer and some nails, sort of symbols of woodworking. And there's his bike behind him, and he's projecting his shadow outward into the world onto the driveway, which we do in our man caves. We sort of regroup and then go out and project ourselves into the world, having regrouped in our man caves. And what about that couple up above? I changed them quite a bit. I made them brighter, and I put a candle on a nightstand behind them. They're obviously naked because they're kneeling down to look out the window. If they had clothes on, they'd stand up. But if we're naked, we don't stand in front of a window where everybody can see us. We kneel down to look out the window. So that's this couple naked together. And there on the table behind them is a candle flame, a symbol of the relationship between them. They're in love. They're making love in this bedroom. But is it their house? Or are they the adult children of the people who own this house? And there's that candle in front of a mirror. Because falling in love is kind of narcissistic. We see ourselves in our beloved's eyes. And then when that feeling of love, falling in love fades, we discover who that person really is that we're in love with. And there's the family, the owners of the home. There's mom washing dishes, and there's dad sitting at the picnic table in the backyard. They're a middle-aged couple. There's the dog coming out of the house. And I changed it into this. I lightened up the woman. I made the lighting on the picnic table a little more complex, a little more finished and realistic. In a suburban home, by the side door, there's usually a place to hang our coats when we're coming in or going out. So here I added a coat on a coat rack near the side door. And so there's the mom and dad. Is that young man in the man cave, is that their son? Up there in the window above them, that couple is one of those two, one of their children, making love in mom and dad's house? And what about that middle ground? That man with the flashlight? That's a powerful phallic symbol. This long rod with an illuminated tip. There's a real opportunity there. What's he looking for? So I changed it. I made the person looking out of the window a half-naked woman. Is she looking for the man? Is she hoping that the man will come inside? There he is, searching for something outside the home. Is it waiting for him inside? If we look over on the left, we see someone all alone. Do they wish they had someone? And if we look over on the right, we see a dog in the window barking. If we leave dogs all alone, they bark. Here in the middle ground, we have this scene of loneliness. All alone on the left side, a dog all alone on the right side, And in the middle, we have unrequited love. He's outside the house looking for something. Is he looking for love outside the house when it's actually waiting for him inside the house? How often do we find that we look for something in our life that we already have, if only we would appreciate it? We're looking for something that we think is missing in our life outside when it's already there inside. And so, is she waiting for him to discover her inside? Is she the love that he's looking for outside the house when it's waiting for him inside the house? And what about those windows in the distance? In the original, they're empty. When I reworked them, I have a kissing couple over on the right side of the painting, an arguing couple over on the left side of the painting. Sort of the two facets of love, falling in love, kissing and hugging and being in love and loving each other. But then also we discover that we disagree with our beloved or the person we love. We disagree with them on almost half of the things that we believe in. So the two sides of love. And there's that plane coming into the airport, landing, and we can see the contrail behind them. Why are they in that airplane? Whenever I see airplanes, especially at night, I always wonder, where are those people coming from? And where are they going to? And what do they hope to find when they arrive? And who's waiting for them when they do arrive? And looking down on the whole scene is the moon. And moonlight is sort of a soft, shifty light. It's illusory. It creates illusions. It sort of creates this romantic illumination, which can be kind of deceptive. But in suburbia, when I was growing up, we tended to think of suburbia as sort of ticky-tacky and empty. But really, suburbia was full of mystery and romance and life, if only we could see it. And so in this painting, I wanted to create that sense of the mystery and the complexity of life in the suburban world, underneath that sort of soft, romantic moonlight. So here's the painting, the man cave. As I painted it the second time, as I redid it, it's oil on canvas. It's 42 inches high by 26 inches wide. I'm the artist, Leonard Koscianski. Thank you for watching this video.